Hey, folks, good morning. It's a beautiful day, cool day. It's around the mid 70s today. I'm enjoying it. Not too warm, not too cold today. Just perfect. So, just another beautiful day for me. I'm heading to do two errands right now, and I'm just trying to survive the best I can. So, one of the things I was talking to someone about just a few hours ago was that there's been so many people unable to really question situations because of their inability or unwillingness to ask the hard questions. So a couple of years ago, I did a research on hypercritical, call it questions or questioning, hypercritical questioning. Hypercritical questioning, in many cases, for a lot of people, is something that doesn't happen a lot anymore, but it was predominant in the United States for decades. Doesn't matter if you were a conservative, liberal, moderate, it doesn't matter. But hypercritical questioning is questioning that basically, like it says, hypercritical. It's you are hypercritical to what is going on. You question the what, the where, why, how, when, who, the five W's and the how. These are aspects that we don't see today. One of the best example of a person who believes in questioning everything and realigning everything to not to fit the criteria, but instead to fit the evidence. And to do so, that means you got to do the things. Ask the five W's: the what, the when, the how, the where, the who, all those aspects. But if your if the answer is the truth, not based on politics or anything like that, even if it's against your own opinion, you are you are supportive of that evidence. That's something a lot of people in the modern time, in the present time, don't want to do. This thing came up in one of my conversations because one of my friends asked me, "How can you firmly apologize in reference to my opinion when you find out that your opinion was wrong?" It's simple. Opinions is your personal view, and that's something I still reflect. That's still important, but it's not important when the evidence verified independently and checked and overchecked and rechecked to say, hey, your opinion is wrong. And there's the problem right there today. People are unwilling to admit that the evidence that's presented is right and your opinion is wrong. I have seen people fight and or try to fit the narrative of the evidence to their opinion. You can't do that. If the evidence shows that your opinion is wrong, then you gotta move on, apologize, and that's what I do, and I have done it many times. In the years I've been growing up, since I was a young kid, one of the things that I learned, and it's something everybody have learned. Everybody have a thesis. Everybody has a theory. Those are opinions. Those are just subject matter aspect. If evidence to prove that my thesis or my theory is wrong, then guess what? I'm going to admit it. But today, people's pride, people's political affiliation or beliefs or ideals is so strong that even with evidence driven to the brink of everybody knows about it, people will not change. And that's a paramount issue. And that's becoming a real problem in more ways than one. I have no problem with somebody's opinion, and it's something that we all are powerful and strong to believe in. but it is also wrong to not just give a stem of graciousness. If your situation is wrong, then let's move on and just say, hey, I'm wrong. You're right, and everything the evidence shows it this and that and whatever. Why are we so defensive about evidence driven, data driven, um, supported information? That's becoming a quagmire of issues in many ways. Because I'll give you an example. For years, all of us have had to do evidence driven support in our schoolwork. If you have a thesis about something, and I had a lot of theses during my time in school, even today while I'm taking a break, is that we have to provide quantified evidence driven support. Say, hey, this is why, this is this, and I have to use real facts. You don't take real evidence and real facts and modify those facts to fit your narrative. That's not evidence driven. And that's the thing I'm seeing in many aspects. I don't really feel people's political opinion has data driven point, even mine, especially mine, because I tell people that's my opinion. Now, if I give you my opinion with the evidence, and it's cliche, because I always tell people when I do reports for my school, I have to have the bibliography, I have to have the data and evidence, in my footnotes, things like that. So for me to argue this, I have to have the bibliography. I have to have footnotes saying, hey, this is based on this evidence, this and that. And that's the thing I always tell people. I have my own opinion, and I have opinion that is supported and garnered with supporting evidence. And this is why. Today, I don't see that. People are just saying blast all these opinions. And my first question is, okay, give me the data, give me the evidence. Why are people so adamant that evidence driven statements is not important? Why am I very passionate about it? Because my grandmother, who was an educator, and I have family members who are educators, this is not a conservative, liberal, or whatever. This is realistic. This is basic high school, elementary school, middle school education. Any opinion is called a thesis. And to support those thesis or opinion, you need to put up some evidence. And to do that, that means you provide the evidence, because evidence laden opinions has more strength, that can be collaborated, it can be verified. And if it's verified, people can counteract those opinions. If there's other evidence to counter those, that's the way it's called today. It's basically an open debate. But open debate has become questionable, because when people start wondering, I want my opinion to be front and center, but I don't have I have no evidence to support it. Or if there's evidence to support it, I'm going to twist the evidence to fit the narrative. It's more important, and more, it seems like more and more people are willing to twist the evidence to fit the narrative, but they're not willing to do what's right by just taking the evidence and just letting it go. If your opinion is wrong, then be a bigger person and say, hey, I'm wrong. I do that a lot. If I made a mistake and somebody can prove it, and I can verify that statement I created or made was wrong, I'm big enough to say, hey, I'm wrong. They're right. The evidence is there to prove that is right. One thing I've learned for years: personal pride creates dilemma. Personal pride creates a hostile environment. Personal pride can create the wrong message. So, what do you think? Do you think a lot of people are unwilling to uh, to bend the truth, to create the truth, because they want to bend the narrative to fit their opinion or thesis or theory? Because I see it too many times today, and it's just funny because somebody said something to me a few weeks ago, and it was really funny, and she even said, she said that it's never funny when somebody counter you with real facts that's been verified and re-verified. And she said you are one of the only few people who openly challenge a lot of people, and you're willing to research, think about it, create critical thinking, critical value initiative. Even when you're wrong, you are still going to research it, and you're going to put up the evidence, even if it's against your own opinion. And that really made me feel good. The point she was trying to say is that I try to find the truth. People talk about it. I want to bring out the truth. Okay, cool. Bring out the truth, then put up the evidence. That's the thing. My problem is today. It doesn't matter if your political affiliation is this or that. If you have your opinion or theory or thesis, then bring that out. Then show me the evidence why that opinion, theory, or thesis is that. Then let me have a chance to counter it, rebuttal it, and point out the counterfacts. That's the real formula. And one thing I notice is that a lot of people don't do that anymore. People like Edward Murrow, Walter Cronkite, what do you call it, Dan Rather. They are great, what do you call it, news broadcasters in our time. They're great writers in our time. And today, more than ever, critical thinking and verified facts, that is verified, I mean, verified independently, is paramount point that needs to be brought up. And that's the thing that's I am worried about, that people are scared or unwilling to put that to challenge. So, what do you think? Do you think we are all scared, or people are scared to put the facts against their own opinion or theory or thesis, because they know if they're brought to light, that becomes an issue for their own ego? So, what do you think? So, for now, take care, stay safe, and of course, enjoy what weather and life brings to you every day. Take care.